Hey guys, I hope y'all are doing good. So this is my fourth part of Family Tutorial Series, and I apologize, I have delayed this part for like around a week. And a lot of you have commented that you guys are liking how I'm teaching. You guys are willing to have more such tutorials online on YouTube. So thank you for all your support, and I'm just doing these videos just for people like you guys. I know, actually now I know a few of the subscribers who are regular on the channel. I know your names. I know that okay, these people are following up with the series. So even if you are like 5, 10, 20, 30 people, I am okay with teaching all of you these skills that I have acquired over time. So again, thanks for all of your support, and it would be great if you keep supporting the channel like this. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how you can add an array parameter. What is the right way to add an array parameter where the chairs, if you haven't seen my previous video, you won't be able to get this point, where the chairs will adjust automatically to the width of the entire table that we have made in the previous video, and how you can increase the number of chairs and how you can control the visibility. All of these things I will cover in this video. So without any delays, let's get started with the video, guys. So guys, this is how our table and chair family looks like. This is the nested chair. One of you, or like I think so few of you have asked, like, why do we nest certain families into a family? So there are few reasons. First is, it's very easy to control a nested family. For example, if you have certain parameters and reference planes and everything that you have made in a separate family, you can just bring it directly and you can just have one singular thing to control, and all the parameters and all the things that you have made in that family will remain intact. You can just bring in this particular family, link certain parameters that you want to be linked, and that can be controlled from this primary, like the mother family. So that's the main purpose. So that's why we nest, because as you can see here, I don't have any reference plane from these chairs over here or this chair over here. So anyways, that's how we nest, and that's why we nest. Now coming on to the part where we array these things. So in my last video, I have shown you, like, even if we adjust the width of this entire table, for example, I make it 1 meter more, so it will adjust. The chairs will adjust based on what we or how we want them to. Like for example, I put equal signs over there, over here. So this is why it is adjusting right now. But now we want to array. Now we want to have more chairs for us over here. So what we can do and how we can array this. So let's go ahead and delete the other chairs. Okay. And now I have just one chair over here. Let's make this small table again. Okay. Now select the chair, go on your modify panel, and on modify panel you will see array command over here. Just click on it, and now you don't have to rush. Just look on this top menu where I'm showing you right now. So there will be two options. So first option, when you will click an array command, it will always select to second. But here we don't want to have a second chair. We want to have the last chair. And how this works basically is, so if I make a second chair, all the new chairs will populate next to it. It will keep on incrementing one after the other. But if I select this option over here as last, so what it will do is, basically, this is your first chair and this is your last chair, and when you put the number and increase the number of chairs, it will always populate the number of chair in between these two. So here as well, for a table we will need similar parameter. So what I will select is last, and then select the center point of the chair, and then paste this chair over here. Okay, now I will also go ahead and lock this chair to the reference plane that I have made. And now when I click these chairs, I will see a small dimension line kind of thing. So these are the number of array that we can put. So just first select the chair, then select this dimension parameter. It's not dimension parameter, it is number parameter of array. So just select this and then go on top where it says label. So it will say none. So you don't have to select that. You just select add parameter. Okay. And then add number of chairs or chair, number of chair. I think so, it's singular. And then select construction. I've just put it in construction tab. You don't have to, but it's on you. You can put it under graphics tab if you want, and even if you want, you can make it a instance parameter. I have explained it to you in my previous video, and if you know what is the difference between instance and type parameter, please mention it in the comment section. Now we have set the parameter. Now say apply. Okay, now let's increase the width of our chair. Okay, so we have increased the width, and now because we have added the parameter, we get the capability of increasing the number of chair. Can you see? So now we have 3 chair, but as we keep increasing the size of this table, you will understand that something is not fitting right. It is equidistant from all the points. That means from left corner to the right corner, it has been spaced very equally. But what if you want to keep the distance constant from the edges? For example, I will just increase the number of chair to 4. So you can see that this is not sitting exactly how you want it to be. So what I will do is I will delete these equal parameters or equal measurement signs, and what I will do is add the distance on both the sides, adjust it based on how I want the distance to be. For example, I do it 600 here and I do 600 here, and you can go ahead and lock this. Okay, and also if you want, you can go ahead and mirror this. After mirroring this, also remember you need to have chairs on both sides, right? So that's why I'm doing this part. Ungroup this, because if it's the part of same group, it won't behave in the same way. Now go on array command again, select the center point, array to the last because we have selected last, and then go ahead and lock this. Now this is also an array parameter. So what you can do now, you can just select this, go on to your label section on top, and now you will have that parameter that you have added on the other side of the chair. Just select that, and now voila, you have your chair which can be adjusted based on your demand. But in this situation, you can see that all the chairs from between are gone. Okay. Now let's make the size smaller, and you can see that the parameter and the chair have been broken. So there are few nuances and consequences of adding and locking a reference plane like this, because when the distance between the array, first and last array, becomes too small, the parameter will break. So always think of, okay, this table will be like this, second option will be like this, third options will be like this. So nothing can be like parametric till the end of time. You need to have certain foundation when it comes to these kind of array parameters, or else you will need to add a lot of other parameters to control this thing. So for now, the best option probably would be, I think, equal. So let's make things equal for us. Remove constraint. So I didn't lock this. So this is locked, this is locked. And now if I reduce it, it will become like this. So guys, this is how you add an array parameter. It is very simple, but you can also add multiple formulas over here, in which the number of chairs will keep increasing based on how you want it to increase or what parameters that you have put in. For example, I can make a formula to behave in such a way that if the table size goes to 2200 mm or 3200 mm, the number of chairs that I have will become 4 automatically, or it will become 2 automatically. So this is what we can do. In Revit 2025, now we have the parameter that is, we can have the number of array to 1. Right now, this is one of the major problems with Revit, is you can't have just one chair. If I do that, this will give me an error option, like here, parameter number of chair has an invalid value. So it is because of this array parameter. So whenever you need multiple chairs, not singular but multiples, more than 2, then this parameter is for you, and you can go ahead, make this as an instance parameter as well, and go to a sample project. I'm just going there to show you guys how we can add this. And this is how our table family looks like. It looks exactly like ones they have provided. But here you can see that chair is behaving very weirdly. It is also because of a reason, that is we haven't logged it to the horizontal reference plane. So let's go and lock it and let's fix this issue. Now I'll go here, make a reference plane. I forgot that they don't have a reference center. This is Autodesk family, guys, sample project family. This chair family is not made by me. I will never make this kind of family. and then reference plane here, make it, let's go lock it. It's not locked yet. Now it's locked. So FYI, I'm locking them directly just because I have ticked on to this. So once you ticked on to this option over here, anything that you align to any either it can be reference plane or family, it can be reference plane to reference plane, uh, it will lock automatically. For example, if I make a reference plane here and I go here and go here, see, you can see it got locked automatically. So be careful, but I always use this. It is very useful for me at least. Now, let's do something that will allow us to not break our families. So this and locking. So basically I'm locking this reference plane to this one because this reference plane is already locked to the back reference plane as we made it. Same goes for the front reference plane, which is locked to this offset that we made before, and then this one is locked to this. So whenever this point or this front reference plane is increasing, it will push um, all the chairs, in fact, along with the table width and depth. So yeah, that's what I missed. Now let's go here. Can you see the table, the chair are like offsetted weirdly? Let's change that. Look at this. Magic. But anyways, guys, so jokes aside, this is how you do it. And now if you increase or decrease the size, width, anything, whatever you want, it will move along with that. Sorry, let's do that. 2500. Again, I missed something else. Oof. Now go ahead. Now I'm not sure why. Okay, because these were not equal. Let's change the width now. I hope it works. Yay, it worked. Finally. I can't make fun of myself on camera so many times, guys. But I hope you understood the basic concept of this. These kind of things keep happening. That's why testing a family after making it becomes very important. So guys, this was it for today's video. Mention your thoughts in the comment section. Mention what you would like to learn next in families, or I will make a pattern by myself. So your comments and your inputs guide me a lot while making these videos. Like, okay, these many people want to see this, these many people want to see this. That's how I make my videos. So mention your thoughts, mention your queries in the comment section so that I can make a video about it. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, do not forget to hit a like and subscribe to this channel. Your subscription and your support is the only thing that keeps me going and keeps me making these videos. I really have no other reason to make these. My time, my energy, my money, everything is going into YouTube right now without considerable income or anything from it. So the number of time that I'm investing, the amount of time that I'm investing in these videos is far much more greater than what I'm earning out of it. So don't think that I'm just doing it for money or YouTube is paying me a lot. It's not. So yeah, just subscribe and support this channel. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.